Have you ever spoken your heart only to be met with silence? Have you ever laid yourself bare, hoping he would finally see you, hear you, value you, and instead felt invisible? It's one of the most painful experiences a person can endure. To love, to care, to give your all, and still be treated like an option, a background noise in someone else's life. But what if I told you, in the maze of confusion and heartbreak, there's a single sentence you can say that shifts everything. One phrase so powerful it stops him in his tracks, makes him rethink, and suddenly changes the way he looks at you and how he treats you. What if that phrase isn't about begging for attention or demanding love? What if it's about something far deeper? Your worth, your boundaries, refusal to settle for anything less than you deserve. Tonight, I'm going to share with you that exact phrase, the one that transforms uncertainty into clarity, silence into respect, and distance into connection. But be warned, once you say this, nothing stays the same. Because when a woman truly owns her power, the world has to listen. Are you ready to find your voice, to speak your truth, to watch his behavior change? Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. Listen closely. This is the moment where everything shifts. Have you ever felt that tug in your chest? That quiet, aching voice inside that tells you you're worth more, that whispers you deserve respect, love, and honesty. Yet, the world keeps teaching you otherwise. Maybe you were told to be quiet, to be patient, to wait for love to come on its own. Maybe you were told to be softer, to bend a little more, to give more, even when it hurt. I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, how much longer are you willing to wait? How many times will you stretch yourself thin, hoping he'll notice? How many nights will you wrestle with doubt, wondering if your voice will ever carry weight? Here's the brutal truth. Waiting alone changes nothing. Change begins the moment you decide to claim your space. There's a difference between being kind and being taken for granted, loving someone and losing yourself in their indifference. And that difference is defined by a simple, powerful truth, your voice. When you finally say what's in your heart, not with fear, not with pleading, but with the fierce certainty of someone who knows their worth, that is when the dynamic shifts. You don't have to shout, you don't have to yell, don't have to explain. Because real power lies in clarity. I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less. Say this once and watch the room change around you. Watch how the air thickens with the gravity of your words. Watch how his eyes betray a flicker of surprise. Maybe confusion, maybe realization. Why? Because you've just drawn a line in the sand. You've just made it impossible for him to pretend he doesn't hear you. You see, most people don't understand this power. They confuse silence with peace, patience with submission. You're waking up to the reality that true peace comes from standing firm. This phrase is your armor, your shield, your battle cry. Just words. It's a declaration. But it doesn't come easy. Saying it means risking discomfort. It means facing fear. Because what if he reacts badly? What if he walks away? What if the silence that follows is louder than you imagined? Here's the thing, cannot control his reaction, but you can control your truth. And when you live by your truth, fear loses its grip. Let me tell you a story. A woman I once knew spent years trying to be everything to someone who barely noticed her. She bent, she changed, she gave more than she had. But no matter how hard she tried, the respect she craved never came. One day, exhausted and broken, she sat alone and whispered to herself, I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less. She said it out loud, not to him, not to anyone but herself. That phrase was a spark. It lit a fire inside her, a fire so fierce that she refused to be invisible anymore. She stopped chasing approval, stopped excusing bad behavior. She started living for herself. And guess what? The world took notice. Not because she changed who she was, but because she changed how she allowed to be treated. And that's what this speech is about. It's about realizing the power you already hold in your voice, your boundaries, your choices. You have spent so long trying to change someone else. It's time to change the story you tell yourself. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of honesty. When you say it, truly say it, you stop being a whisper in the background. You become a force, a presence impossible to ignore. But I won't lie to you, this isn't a magic wand. It's not a promise he'll suddenly become perfect. What it is a turning point. Because respect begins with you. It's not about making him change. It's about making you change how you show up. You see, many women believe their worth is tied to someone else's actions. But that's a trap, a prison of waiting and hoping. Worth is never conditional. It's a constant flame inside you, waiting to be acknowledged and nurtured. When you say those words, I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less, you don't just change his behavior, change your own mindset. Suddenly you stop accepting excuses. Suddenly you start demanding transparency. Suddenly refuse to tolerate anything less than kindness. And in that moment, something remarkable happens. You begin to see yourself as the prize. Stop feeling desperate for validation. You become the standard. Because confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you won't settle for scraps. Now, you might be thinking, but what if he doesn't change? What if he walks away? That's a fear that haunts every woman who dares to speak her truth. But here's what I want you to understand. If he walks away, it's not a loss, it's a blessing. Because someone who truly values you will rise to meet your standards. Someone who doesn't is showing you their true colors. And you deserve someone who chooses you over and over again. No conditions, no doubts, no games. Deserve respect, honesty, and love. Because that is your birthright. Saying this phrase is not about controlling him. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about saying to yourself and to the world, I am enough. I am worthy. I will not settle. When you speak this truth, you become unshakable. You create a ripple effect in your life. People notice your strength. Your energy shifts, and behavior follows. The way he treats you will reflect the way you treat yourself. And the way you treat yourself will reflect the way you think about yourself. That's why the first step is always inward. It's about healing the wounds that told you otherwise. It's about silencing the voices that whispered doubt. It's about choosing to love yourself fiercely, unapologetically, relentlessly. And when you do that, your words carry weight. Your boundaries hold power. Your presence demands respect. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine your life from this place of power. Imagine waking up every morning feeling confident in who you are. Imagine looking in the mirror and loving what you see. Imagine relationships that uplift, honor, and cherish you. Imagine a love that doesn't require you to change or diminish yourself. Because that life is possible. And it begins with you saying one thing. One powerful thing that changes everything. I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less. Say it again, quietly. Say it boldly. Say it until you believe it. Because when you do, the world will have no choice but to listen. This is your moment, your time, your power. Own it. When you say, I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less, you are not just speaking to him, are speaking to every part of yourself that has been hurt, ignored, or silenced. You are reclaiming your story. Because too often, we let others write the narrative of our worth. We let their actions, their words, their neglect become the definition of who we are. But it is time, no, it is past time, to take that pen back. You are the author of your own life. You decide the chapters. You decide the tone. And when you say that phrase, you are flipping the page to a new chapter. One where respect is not a request, but a requirement. Now, let me be real with you. This journey is not always easy. Saying those words takes courage. It takes strength. It takes a readiness to face whatever comes next, whether that is change, confrontation, or even loss. But here's the secret. Growth always requires risk. If you want different, you must be willing to do different. If you want respect, must be willing to demand it. Not with anger, but with grace and confidence. When you say, I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less. You're also teaching others how to treat you. People learn from the boundaries you set. If you tolerate disrespect, they will give you more of it. If you show them you value yourself, they will rise to the occasion or step aside, clearing the way for something better. And make no mistake, sometimes the ones who walk away are not losses but blessings in disguise. Because clearing space in your life for people who truly honor you is an act of self-love. And self-love is the foundation for everything you want. Love that uplifts, love that supports, love that sees you for all you are. This phrase, this declaration, the beginning of that love, first from you, then from the world. It's the moment you stop shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. It's the moment you start living on your own terms. It's the moment you stop hoping for change and start creating it. So how do you say it? With calm, steady eyes, with an unshakable heart, with a voice that refuses to be silenced. And when you do, be prepared for the world to respond, sometimes in unexpected ways. Some will respect you instantly. Some will resist, uncomfortable with the new you. But remember, this is your path, not theirs. Your peace is more important than their approval. Your growth is more important than their comfort. And the woman who says this phrase is a woman who refuses to settle for anything less than she deserves, is a woman who knows her worth and won't apologize for it. She is a woman who inspires others to find their own strength. And most importantly, she is a woman who is finally free. Now, let me leave you with this. In a world that tries to tell you to be quieter, softer, smaller, dare to be loud with your truth. Dare to be clear with your boundaries. Dare to say, without hesitation, without apology, I deserve to be treated with respect, and I won't settle for less. Say it once, say it twice, say it until the fire inside you burns away the doubt. Because when you own this truth, don't just change his behavior. You change your entire life. You become the woman who walks into any room and commands respect. Become the woman who no longer waits for permission to be happy. You become the woman who knows that her worth is not negotiable. So go ahead, speak your truth, stand your ground, and watch the world bend, not because you demand it, but because you deserve it. This is your power. This is your moment, and nothing will ever be the same again.